This week, a collaboration between a legendary South African cricketer and a beer brand as the fight against rhino poaching continues. An electronics company takes a leaf out of the book of a young energy entrepreneur. We'll play a game of 30 seconds with a revamped cell phone brand, and we'll also pop into the new exclusive books concept store in Johannesburg, all in the wake of a major rebrand. Well, greetings and a very warm welcome to you. Now, the fight against rhino poaching seems to be a never-ending battle, and in the light of this, cricketer Mark Boucher has lent his name, his brand, to an initiative in conjunction with SA Breweries. The In Safe Hands programme also has participation from the global mega band Coldplay and the Blue Bulls rugby team. Here now is Alistair Hewitt, General Manager for Castle Lager and Sports Sponsorship. Alistair, welcome to you. Why have you got involved in this campaign?
So Jeremy, Castle Lager is the flagship brand of South African breweries, and it's a brand that cares deeply about South Africa. We've been involved in sport for 60 years and in the communities that we work in, and we believe that rhino is something that we can make a difference through the emotional connection that our brand has with our consumers.
All very well for head office to say that, but do you believe your consumers care about the issue as much as you're telling me you do?
I think our consumers care a lot. We've seen it in terms of the reaction to what we've done so far, and in terms of the outpouring of emotion and financial support to the initiative.
So, Alistair, at its heart, what's the core premise then? How does this all work?
Basically, Mark Boucher is our ambassador and lead on the program.
You don't need to tell me about his prowess on the sports field.
So he's a great ambassador. He's got a passion for conservation, and essentially what we're doing is we're raising funds and working with Rhodus, which is an organisation at Onderstepoort Veterinary Science, and they are working to try and get every rhino in South Africa onto a DNA database, which then allows us to be able to give each rhino an identity and allows the prosecutors then, when unfortunately rhinos get poached, to bring the perpetrators to book.
Alistair, you're well known in the sports field, as you say, in the sports arena. What does an association with an initiative like this, ostensibly a CSI initiative, what does it do for a big mega brand like Castle Lager?
So I think it builds an emotional connection for us. And, you know, we want to give something back. It's about brand social responsibility. And Castle Lager, you know, as I said, is part of the fabric of the country. So we think we could make a big difference here. Rhino are important from a conservation perspective. You know, this poaching atrocities need to be terminated, and also tourism in this country is massive, and we can't actually lose one of our big five.
You're ticking all the right boxes for me, but the cynic in me would say that this particular campaign, this issue, is a very cluttered space.
Very cluttered, lots of people doing many things. We believe what we're doing is foundational. So to be able to get 21,000 rhino onto a DNA database is just a starting point. I think lots of other people are doing very good things, but a lot of people are doing things that are probably not adding value.
What are you asking your consumers to do in this respect?
So we're asking our consumers, well, we're asking corporates to assist us. We're asking consumers to help pledge to the Castle Lager Boucher legacy by just dialing 48800 to a pledge line, and that would involve a 10 Rand donation through our cellular providers.
And the response so far?
The response has been very good. So far we've managed to purchase through the funds raised last year a DNA machine for Onderstepoort, and they have put 2,500 rhinos onto that base. And that DNA machine is an expensive piece of equipment, so we raised 1.5 million. This year, our mission is to try and get as many rhino onto that database as possible.
And the longevity of a campaign like this, does this go on in perpetuity until we have solved this problem, or is there a finite end here?
I would hope we would continue until we've solved the problem. And the sooner we solve it, the better.
Coldplay, how did they get involved? They've donated a song, I understand. I mean, that must be worth millions in itself.
So we've developed this campaign. It's very emotional. Coldplay donated their Paradise song to us, which under normal circumstances would cost a marketer probably 5 million Rand. Yeah. They're also behind this initiative.
I mean, that in itself, that involvement is almost unprecedented, isn't it?
It's amazing. And then you'll see in the movie, the models have donated of their time. You know, the director donated a lot of his time. And so, the movie didn't cost us anything near what people would expect when you see the final
I
production.
mean, it really is a cause that you can't turn your back on. I mean, this is something that affects all of us in South Africa, and I guess the idea here is that everyone's got to play their part. Even Alistair Hewitt, the Blue Bulls.
Yeah, so the Blue Bulls are a fantastic link because 70% of living rhino today are in Blue Bulls country. So I think that gives us quite a lot of credibility to have Mark Boucher and the Blue Bulls behind this. I think consumers will rally to the cause.
Alistair Hewitt from SA Breweries, thank you very much indeed. Now let's move from brand CSI to television advertising as we go behind the scenes of a new commercial for the Defy brand. It features a young South African energy entrepreneur and his astonishing journey to success, which the brand tells us is a perfect fit. The campaign invites the viewer to believe in better and to strive for excellence.
This commercial really forms the crux of the new Defy Believe in Better campaign. The campaign is built very much on visionary thinkers, and we're delighted that the role model we have today is Siyakuza.
The team at Ogilvy hit me up and they're like, Sia, we've been planning this for 18 months and we would love for you to be a part of this campaign. Defy is launching a great product range and we think that your story resonates with Defy as a brand.
He epitomizes that thing of believing in yourself and following your dreams, that you can be the best that you can be. So together with the agency, we kind of worked on a script that would personify that.
The story is it's a journey about my experiences. I worked in rocket fuel, from having this crazy idea and really believing in a better fuel and believing in better ideas. And so it walks viewers through that journey.
One more, let's go straight away, back to first position.
We backtracked a lot of his life and to kind of gain an understanding of him. The rocket that you see in the beginning was exactly the same rocket that he was testing as a young kid.
That's exactly what I would do. I'd build my own rockets and make my own engines, test them, blow them up.
In order to envisage the sets for this film, it was that whole thing of like, how does Sia work? What spaces would he be in? Where do you test rockets? Obviously we couldn't go to NASA and film there with their stuff, so we kind of looked at recreating stuff on a miniature scale. In order to create the whole bunker set of the jet engine, rocket engine hybrid thing working, we needed something that could output a lot of energy. We needed to create this badass machine that could blow fire, basically.
Set was fantastic. It was scarily realistic. How the attention to detail that people put behind the shoot was just, that's why it got emotional at times, because it was almost sort of reliving certain moments in my life. Because this is essentially me out there and sort of the vision I had in terms of technology, in terms of innovation, and to see that being scripted in front of you, it's a very emotional experience.
I think people are going to be surprised by the piece of film that we produced today, and it's going to give people a brand new perception of Defy.
I hope this film tells a story and tells it in a good way, and I hope the film works for the brand and works to get the audience interested in the brand and actually shows that this is a brand that's moving forward.
Coming up, it's more than just a bookshop, it's a full-on brand experience. We'll visit the brand new exclusive bookstore in Johannesburg.